All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Breaking: terrorist launch attack on Kogi School of Nursing, repelled by vigilantes. Suspected terrorist on Sunday night attempted to invade the School of Nursing in Isonlu, Makutu, Yagba East local government area of Kogi State. Reporters learned that the assailants were, however, repelled by local vigilante groups who engaged them in a fierce gun battle for an hour. Wow, thank God that those vigilante members were around, because if they had gained access into that school of nursing, imagine the number of hostages that they would have taken. So this is the situation of the country. Yet somebody has the impetus to say that Nigeria does not need help. For 1 hour, they were engaging these guys in a gun battle and the security forces did not show up for 1 straight hour. Can you see that this problem is already far bigger than we think? Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming out of Kwara State. On this occasion, the terrorists caused a standstill. Travelers had to park their cars. Some ran into the bush and began, looking for safety as the terrorists were wreaking havoc in Kwara State. And next is that big one coming from the Nigerian Air Force. Now, there is a negative trend in Nigeria, a negative pattern ever since Donald Trump made this proclamation that he was going to come into Nigeria to fight terrorists. The Nigerian army and the Tinubu administration have been cooking up all manner of stories to give an impression that they are actually tackling this terrorism in Nigeria. But we know clearly that this is false. Yesterday, we were talking about the fake rescue mission of 86 supposed victims of kidnappers. And now the Nigerian Air Force have come out to say that they carried out a successful bombing activities of terrorists. They didn't show us the soldiers that carried out the activities. They didn't show the spots that the bombings took place, where they said they destroyed these terrorists, and they didn't show the bodies of these terrorists. They didn't show us the casualties. They just put out a bogus statement that they toured around the entire country taking out terrorists. But Nigerians have come down heavily on them, saying, what sort of nonsense is this? How can you lie to people that are offering to help us? Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video.
Banditry started under the watch of APC because they were the one that brought them in. It was 1992-93 in Kaduna. A riot broke out which they call the Zango Kataf riot. I was a young boy, very, very young then. And people were killed in scores. If you are not an Afsa person practicing Muslim in Islam, they were killed. Especially if you are from the southern part of Kaduna, the tribes from the southern part of Kaduna, they were massacred. It was called the Zango Kataf riot. And if the next thing they do is to burn churches, kill Christians, and then if they're done with that, then they focus on businesses that is for Igbo people, Igbo-owned businesses, and they destroyed it. I grew up knowing that Christians are an endangered species in Nigeria. In the year 2000, when the Sharia riot, how many of you have heard of the Sharia riot? Hundreds of thousands of people were killed in Kaduna. I can remember vividly that we had to defend our house from people. They brought some Fulani boys, and they faced our house. They were shooting arrows. They were stoning our zinc. They spot our zinc, shooting arrows. Even though I was a Muslim then. Even though my father was a Muslim then. But because majority of the people in our compound were Christians, so they were willing to destroy every one of us because we're living with Christians. I can remember a particular church in Mando, for those that know Mando, in Kaduna, called Chapel of Redemption. That church was destroyed. And so from that time, anytime there's a little hanky-panky in Nigeria, the first target is churches and Christians. And this has prevailed for a long time. That even if there's a problem with in another country, the Muslim and the Hausas in Nigeria will rise up and begin to kill Christians. How many of you remember the Miss World crisis in 2002, 2001, 2002? That somebody drew a picture of Muhammad or something in France, long away in France, and they began to fight in Nigeria. Are you following me? Christians are endangered species. Now let me give you, and that's how it has continued. Scores have been killed, and they focus on regions where there is a mixture of both Christianity and Islam. If you look at states like Kaduna, state like Plateau State, state like Nasarawa, State like Taraba, state like Benue, state like Bauchi, state like Gombe, state like Borno. These are places where they focus on because they intend to eliminate every living Christian in that place. Anybody that debunks it is a total lie because I have grown and lived in the north. I've spent 80 to 80% of my life in the north, so I understand this thing. Several times, I cannot forget the Sharia riot. We were running for our lives. Even though we were Muslims, but we're still running because as far as you are not of that ethnic group, practicing what they practice, you are a victim. You can be burnt alive. Many of us saw human beings that were burnt alive, like roasted like yam. And it has been going on for a long time. The genocide against the Christian faith. Are you with me?
You saw that. Yesterday, I was talking about northern pastors in Nigeria who have their churches in northern Nigeria or who grew up and still live in northern Nigeria. Those are the people who can tell us the real story of what northern Christians go through. So if you're a pastor in southern Nigeria, you have to be very, very careful about the way you dabble into this Christian genocide talk. People are going through a lot. And this is not to say that you must go and live in northern Nigeria before you even know what is happening there. Because right before our eyes here, that lady Deborah was lynched by her classmates there in Sokoto because they said she defamed the prophet. If we are in a country, Nigeria, and we are living by the constitution, how can some people come out and unalive somebody claiming that she defamed the prophet? So these are some of the issues. That one alone is enough for anybody to know that this is the plight of the northern Christian. And this is why you cannot rubbish this talk in any way. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, if you want to be honest, you will know. I have several examples that I can put out here. But it is not necessary that I put them out. At this point, anybody who wants to be honest should know that there is this feeling that you have as a Christian living in northern Nigeria, living in places like Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara. It should never be that way. If we claim, a lot of people have been saying, oh, Christians and Muslims are living peacefully. If you want to uphold that narrative and you are not a dubious person, then you must listen to these Christians who are complaining that their lives are in danger in northern Nigeria. And if we have a government, a very strong government that is interested in coming in to help us, it is our responsibility to put all hands on deck to come together and encourage these people to come in and render this help that can restore peace to this country. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming out of Kwara State. Passengers had to stand still as terrorists wreaked havoc. And next is that one coming out of the Nigerian Air Force. Another example of our unseriousness as a people. Let's start by taking that update from Kwara State. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: terrorists currently attacking travelers along Eruku-Egbe Road in Kwara. Buses on standstill. Terrorists are currently attacking travelers in the Eruku-Ekiti local government area of Kwara State as vehicles lined up along the busy Eruku-Egbe Road on Monday. Reporters report that the attackers have been actively targeting vehicles and commuters along the route, prompting panic among motorists. In a video obtained by reporters, several vehicles, including long trucks, were seen parked by the roadside as travelers scampered for safety. An eyewitness who spoke to reporters on Monday confirmed that the bandits remained active in the area, warning travelers to avoid the route until security forces intervene. And Simon here says, Nigeria is a failed state, and I'm not sorry to say this. We are living in a country where the citizens are scared to travel both day and night because of insecurity, political instability, embezzlement of funds, etc. It is a lesson we all should learn because the president never had a blueprint. It is obvious, that has been obvious for a very long time, that there is a lot of confusion in the way the country is being run. Even just to pass out simple information to the public, Bayo Onanuga will be saying something, Sunday Dare will be saying another thing, Ajuri Ngelale will be saying another thing. And that was why Ajuri Ngelale had to resign. This is the situation of the country. Terrorists actively carrying out their activities. But security forces are trying to tell us that they have been combing this country, taking out terrorists. It does not add up. It does not add up. The people are going through hell. This is not a time to mock their pain by lying to the international community. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to these, that update from the Nigerian Air Force began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. NAF kills many terrorists in precision airstrikes across northern Nigeria. Official: the Nigerian Air Force has killed scores of terrorists and bandits in precision airstrikes on their enclaves across parts of Borno, Kwara, Katsina, Zamfara, and Kaduna states. This is contained in a statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, NAF, Ehimen Ejodame, on Monday in Abuja. Mr. Ejodame, an Air Commodore, said the NAF had intensified its counter-terrorism and counter-banditry against the Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP. He said the coordinated missions executed on 9th November were conducted under Operation Hardin Kai and Operation Fansan Yama. The operations, he said, marked a decisive phase in the ongoing efforts to degrade terrorist and criminal network across the northern region. Mr. Ejodame said that precision airstrikes were carried out in Malam Fatori and Shuwaram areas following credible intelligence and surveillance reports in Borno. According to him, the airstrikes destroyed ISWAP hideouts, logistics hubs, and weapon storage facilities, eliminating several terrorists and crippling their mobility in the Lake Chad Basin. He added that in Kwara and Katsina states, Nigerian Air Force aircraft targeted bandits' hideouts at Garindandi, Chigogo, and Zango Hill, dealing significant blows to the gangs. Similarly, operations were executed in Zamfara and Kaduna states, where terrorists on motorcycles attempting to flee were engaged and neutralized along the Benin-Gwari-Funta axis. He said. Mr. Ejodame said the precision air operation reflected the renewed tempo of the Air Force under the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke. He added that the service remains committed to deploying intelligence-driven air power to safeguard citizens and enhance national security. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. Dr. Adelaide Tinuke here says, and you couldn't post one single picture of a killed terrorist. Even a blood image, we go manage them like that. But if na IPOP down, images go full everywhere, including recovered ammunition. Make una they deceive una selves. That is the whole truth. People are not deceived. They know what you are doing. And this tweet here by the Apocalypse says, this is weak. UAE submitted some names of terrorist sponsors to the Nigerian government. Bring those people out to show working, not this shadow chasing. And Isabella Arike replied, he said, I thought about this today. The US should even first help us find the list and paste it everywhere. Let us know our real enemies. Let us know who our real enemies are. There is a list that has been submitted to the Nigerian government. This list contains the name of terrorist sponsors in Nigeria. So we did airstrike. We struck some people. Nigerians are not carried away by those lies. They know that you are just playing to the gallery. And even if it is true that you actually struck some people, they will regroup again. These same sponsors will go back, pay them, get them to regroup. The only thing you can do is to kill this thing from the source, to kill it from the root. And that is where the list of sponsors comes in. Why are you hiding that list? And C4 here says, pictures or videos. The terrorists are making videos. Why shouldn't the Nigerian Air Force? Terrorists are killing people and they are recording it and putting it on TikTok, making videos everywhere. But the Air Force cannot make videos. Why? And this guy replied, he said it is because they are lying. That is it. You are not honest. And Bright here says, all the terrorists are now in Lagos. Come and see how Dangote trailer, they carry them enter Lagos for midnight. There is danger in Lagos and Yorubas are busy fighting Igbos and IPOB. Mad people everywhere. Somebody said this 2 days ago. He said the rate at which he sees them moving all these headsmen and all these, you know how they look. He said the way that he sees them moving these people into Southwest is mind-boggling, and somebody is confirming it here. There is fire on the mountain. And Abayomi here says the same terrorist having a party in Katsina discussing with government officials, Trump is coming. That is it. Terrorists that are having a field day in Katsina, saying they are doing peace deal. They are even carrying mic and doing MC. Terrorists everywhere. Those are the people you said you went around to bomb. Did you drop a bomb where they were doing that peace deal? What a joke. This is not time for all this, Nigeria. There is time for everything. There is time to joke and play politics. There is time to play politics, the kind of politics you people are playing. You have done it. You took Jonathan out of office. Now is the time to stop it. Stop it before it completely gets out of hand, before we come to a point where these people will begin entering neighborhoods in state capitals and taking people out. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of na I dey here. So don't go away.